Hi friends, it's your pal Scott Garibay, and today I want to continue to talk about heads of state. I am really fascinated by heads of state. So I watched this film. It has John Cena in it. It has Idris Elba, and I watched the movie because it's an action film. And you know what the biggest actually, I don't skip John Cena's movies, and I don't skip Idris Elba's movies. So basically what's really wild is I never saw a trailer for this thing, and with Idris Elba and John Cena, this should have been a big screen release, but it wasn't, right? So I'm really like, what is this thing? And I can tell you right now. Okay, so this is my humble opinion. I think Heads of State is an orchestrated, constructed insult to every single living adult American, and that it is the conglomeration of multiple nations using Hollywood's despisement of America to insult America. You're like, wait a second, Scott, what do you mean Hollywood's despisement of America? Let me give you the receipts for that. They just released it like a week ago. They just released Republicans love America and Democrats hate America. They absolutely, like, the numbers are like 30 points off. Like, they ask, Republicans, do you like America? And they ask Democrats, and like there's like a 30 percentage point difference. It's like Democrats despise America, right? Like, and it's one of the reasons why they're starting to lose at the box office is like, well, actually at this point, the Democrats have done so badly at ruling that they can't win, I think, for the next 20 years, but the Republicans can lose. That is the shape of American modern politics right now. But I'm going to give you a new receipt that Heads of State is not a movie that, first of all, no one asked for this. Absolutely no one is like, you know what I'd like? A movie where the president of America is an action hero with the Prime Minister of Great Britain as an action hero. Like, literally no one in the world asked for this movie. So when you look at it, you're like, why was this made? Why was this made? And so I've already discussed this at length, and I'm going to go further now. Here's the next receipt that this thing was a absolutely massive, multi-nation orchestrated insult to America, right? First of all, it absolutely castigates and insults at basically it says that the American president is ineffectual, weak, stupid, and a joke, right? But the Prime Minister of Great Britain is a super action-oriented dude with riz. And the American president is a rizless fool, right? Like, it's so obvious through the whole movie. Literally, John Cena is like rescued multiple times, like a woman, like Cary Grant would like sweep in and rescue a woman, right? It was like, it's like, if you had a woman rescued like this in a modern film, people would be like, that's incredibly regressive. But that's how John Cena was just swept off his feet like a lady, like by Idris Elba, and like, oh, let me protect you, right? It is just the most insulting film against America I've ever seen in my life, right? All right, where's the new receipt? Who's in it, right? So there was a complete Hollywood box check, female-led actioner, so I skipped Ballerina. I was like, I'm not going to watch Ana de Armas, who weighs 120 pounds, beat up 220-pound muscle-bound men. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, all right? And I haven't seen that movie. I defy you to tell me that scene is not in it. I don't need to see that film to know that she punches a 220-pound guy right in the face and knocks him over at some point in the film. I don't need to, because it's a Hollywood box check. You're like, there it is. Of course it's in the film, right? So this movie had the same thing. And I was like, who is that lady, right? And so I was like, I think that's the woman from the Legion of Gentlemanly Warfare, was the Henry Cavill movie, and there's this beautiful woman in it. I think her name was Eliza. her first name is Eliza, and she's been in a lot of films. She's very, very attractive young woman. And I was like, it's her, right? And I was like, nah, I better look this up. So I looked it up. It's Priyanka Chopra. What? Do you mean Nick Jonas's wife? And then I looked her up, right? And okay, all right. Scott, are you sure this movie is a political insult? Yeah, right? Who's Priyanka Chopra? You know who she is? Like, she's not an actress, brah. Like, first of all, she won literally Miss World, right? She is literally a pageant, beauty, right? But once she became the pageant beauty, she is like world queen of feminism, right? First of all, made the BBC 100 women's list, made the most 100 most powerful women in the world list not from the BBC, from like some other like super liberal source, right? Then in addition to that, she's incredibly liberal and also on literally the 100 most influential people in the world. She's on 2 top 100 women lists this is like Forbes and like major sources, right? And then literally listed as one of the most powerful women, one of the most influential people in the world. Not women, people. Influence, power. These are literally in the titles she's been given, right? And so again, you're like, well, who could possibly insult America? Like, we just attacked Iran and they could do nothing. They literally they had no recourse, right? And so I think the world is like, oh my gosh, we cannot beat them on the battlefield. So we have to choose a new battlefield, right? And I think this is the second round of Hollywood going, we gotta get this done. We gotta insult America, right? And I will say, I'm a little confused. I'm not positive that Jeff Bezos knows this was made, because I do think Jeff Bezos is an American and is proud to be an American. But this thing, it is abominable. It is the most offensive attack against America. This was a this is an orchestrated international attempt to insult America. And we caught hands. Iran's response to being bombed by America was nothing compared to this. This is a much deeper cut, right, than anything Iran will ever do, right? But the rest of the world ain't taking this lying down, right? They're not just going to let Trump do his thing, right? They are going to come for us, and this is how they're doing it. And I really believe this is a multi-nation orchestrated insult of America. It is highly offensive. And I think Priyanka Chopra talked to multiple billionaires and we're like, this is how we're going to craft this, and was part of open discussions of, this is how we're going to insult America. Like, and it is offensive. It is extremely offensive. Like, I don't think we should stand for it. Like, one, if you're in a virtual fight, you want to win. And if we're going to win, we need to figure out where the battlefield is. Nobody can touch us on the literal battlefield. The battlefield is virtual. The battlefield is cultural, right? And if we're going to win, if we're going to defend ourselves, we need to recognize that. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.